Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate Oman Television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate expresses condolences and sympathy with the Republic of Lebanon on the victims of the fuel tank explosion at Akkar and with the Republic of Haiti over the victims of the earthquake that hit the country. The Minister of Health reports 19 deaths and 552 new COVID-19 cases during the last 3 days. And the Energy Development Oman EDO successfully secures a $2.5 billion debut financing transaction. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Sultanate expressed its condolences and sympathy with the government and the people of the Republic of Lebanon on the victims of the fuel tank explosion at Akkar in northern Lebanon. It also wished a speedy recovery for the injured. The Sultanate expressed sympathy with the Republic of Haiti over the earthquake that hit the country yesterday. In a statement issued by Foreign Ministry today, the Sultanate expressed heartfelt condolences to the Haitian government and the people, as well as families of the victims, wishing the injured a speedy recovery. As many as 552 new cases of coronavirus COVID-19 were registered in the Sultanate during the past 3 days, in addition to 19 related death cases. This brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases to 300,194 in the Sultanate. The total number of related death cases reached 3,993. The ministry added that 1,145 new cases have recovered, bringing the total number to 288,389 recoveries. The ministry also pointed out that 34 cases were hospitalized over the past 24 hours, as the total number of current hospitalized infected patients stands at 256. Of them, 116 are in intensive care units. The Minister of Health, Directorate General of Health Services, DGHS, in the Al-Lahira Governorate said that the COVID-19 vaccination campaign for expatriates in Al-Lahira Governorate has started from today, August 15, 2021, from 8 a.m. and will continue till 1:30 p.m. In the first phase, targeted categories are barbers, beauty salon staff, housekeepers, and laborers working in the farms. Other targeted categories will be scheduled in the coming days. DGHS requests everybody to make an appointment via the COVID-19 vaccination registration link and to bring along residential cards. Doctors clarified that death rate due to pulmonary embolism in COVID-19 patients is around 90%. They added that the virus is still in an active stage despite the decrease in the number of patients in the hospitals. The recovery rate of COVID-19 patients reached around 96%. On the other hand, the existing cases are around 7,812. Since the start of August 2021 till now, the number of patients decreased by 59%, while the patients in intensive care units declined by 55%. It's worth mentioning that currently there are only 3 COVID-19 patients in Al-Nahda Hospital, as the board is concerned, urge the members of the community to keep following precautionary measures to overcome this pandemic. The public prosecution affirmed that cyber blackmail issue is still spreading in the Sultanate, and male category is the most exposed to this issue, according to the last 2 years' statistics. Public prosecution emphasized on the importance of the optimal use of social media means and not to reveal confidential and personal information. It also stated that there are growing concerns over the spread of this issue, as social media means are now available to all society segments. The number of blackmailing cases recorded in the Sultanate in 2019 reached 36, while in 2020 the cases increased to 42. The public prosecution is confidentially dealing with these crimes, and most of these cases were solved. The public prosecution called upon citizens to report the matter to the police when becoming victims of the cyber blackmail adding that there's no worry as the identity of the victim will be protected. Public prosecution issued a number of advices so as to avoid being a victim of blackmailing. Avoid accepting friends' requests from strangers. Avoid responding to conversations from unknown sources. Avoid sharing personal information in social media means. Still to come, a news bulletin. Floods and mudslides across Japan killed 3 people and forced the evacuation of dozens of residents. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Energy Development Oman EDO has successfully secured $2.5 billion debut financing transaction, which attracted an overwhelming market response at very competitive rates. The funding will further support EDO in achieving its key objective of alleviating the government's concession block 6 funding requirements. The deal was oversubscribed by more than 100%, which is a testament to investors' confidence in EDO and Oman's economy. The EDO vision to be a world-class partner of growth, driving a sustainable energy future, takes inspiration from Oman's 2040 vision of transitioning to renewables, leveraging and maximizing Oman's world-class development opportunities. Omantel and Huawei launched the program Seeds of the Future Oman 2021 under the auspices of His Excellency Saeed bin Sultan Al Busaidi and the Secretary of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth for Culture. More details in the following report.
With the participation of 25 students from higher education institutions in the Sultanate, Omantel and Huawei launched the global program Seeds for the Future Oman 2021, the activities of which are implemented in collaboration between several academic institutions and government entities associated with technology training.
The Seeds for the Future program is Huawei global flagship CSR program. The target is to cultivate talented youngs for the future leader in different domains. And before the pandemic, yearly we will send 10 students and 2 teachers to China for 2 weeks to experience digital life and new technology and visiting Huawei HQ. During the pandemic, we moved this program online. And this year, we will cover more, and 25 students will benefit from this program.
The program aims to develop local ICT talents and prepare future cadres for the ICT industry through specialized courses that enhance exchange of knowledge between students, boost awareness of technology sector, and stimulate interests of young technology specialists to contribute to shaping future development, taking advantage of modern technologies.
I encourage the youth in Oman to take and undergo these programs to improve their skills in IT and other sectors. The current market is changing. You just have to change with it.
The program also includes launching the Tech for Good project, where the participants will explore how to rely on modern technologies to encounter social and environmental challenges, enhance their interests in initiatives in this area, and develop their leadership and teamwork skills. Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The total investments volume in NISO industrial estates reached 426 million Omani riyals until the middle of 2020. The growth percentage reached 15% in 2021 compared to the same period in 2020. The public establishment for industrial estates Madain continued to implement a number of vital projects at Nizwa Industrial Estate, mainly the expansion project of third and fourth phases with 1 million square meters and adding an additional entrance for the estate. The total number of projects according to the construction phases reach 148, out of which 128 projects are existing, and in an area of another 8 projects has been allocated to addition to 10 projects under construction. The area of Nizwa Industrial Estate exceeded 3 million square meters with an occupancy rate of 74%. Oman Scouts and Guide Challenges program in Al Jabal Al Akhdar aims to promote for a number of tourist sites in the area. More details in the following report.
Amidst the scenic nature and the sky-high peaks of Al Jabal Al Akhdar, Oman Scouts and Guides Challenge Program 2021 took place. The program was organized by the Directorate General of Scouts and Guides in cooperation with Outward Bound Oman.
The challenges is almost it's physically, as they are doing hiking all the day with the heavy backpacks, so with the limit water they have to drink, so that's a challenge. It's bring them to think, to discuss with the team what they can do, where route they should go, and it's hot sometimes, it's raining sometimes here. I saw that they are complaining a bit because it's a very new experience for them, but the good thing that I saw they have enough endurance to continue the program. They don't want to stop, they don't want to give up, even if they saw it's such a hard work for them. It's such a challenge, but they are doing well actually.
15 female rovers representing different clubs around the Sultanate participated in the challenge, which included activities and discussions on camping, problem solving, and work ethics.
Describe this opportunity like it's difficult and easy at the same time, but we try to figure out how we can find the right solution. There's a lot of skills they teach us, like leadership and how to deal with difficult times, and also how to communicate with your teamwork, and try to figure out solutions for when you have a difficult time, which has give us a lot of trust and flexibility which we need in our lives.
Besides developing their soft skills, the rovers were also acquainted with ways to set up a business and how to manage small and medium investments. A blend of nature and adventure gives the rovers an exquisite opportunity to hone their skills while contemplating the grandeur of Al Jabal Al Akhdar. Salih Abu Khalfan Al Rahbi from Al Jabal Al Akhdar, Al Dakhiliya Governorate.
Now for some international news, an explosion at a warehouse where fuel was illegally stored killed 20 people in northern Lebanon early today, bringing dozens more in the latest tragedy to hit the Mediterranean country. In the throes of a devastating economic and political crisis, the Lebanese Red Cross said a fuel tanker exploded and its teams recovered 20 bodies from the site in a border village of Leil. It said it evacuated 79 people who were injured or suffered burns in the blast. The Lebanese military officials said the explosion occurred after the army confiscated a warehouse where about 60,000 liters of gasoline was stored, and the order was given to distribute the fuel to residents of the area. Residents had gathered to acquire this scarce commodity, available only on the black market at exorbitant prices or not at all. The explosion comes as Lebanon faces severe fuel shortage that has been blamed on smuggling, hoarding, and the cash-strapped government's inability to secure deliveries of imported fuel. Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised India's capacity to safeguard its citizens through the production of coronavirus vaccine today, but warned that it is not a time for patting their own backs. Speaking during the Independence Day celebrations. Modi listed his government's achievements since 2014 and hailed India's COVID-19 vaccination campaign. Modi addressed the nation from New Delhi's 17th century Mughal-era Red Fort to mark the 74th anniversary of India's independence from British rule. India celebrates its Independence Day a day after its neighbor Pakistan. The two separate states came into existence as a result of the partition of the British India in 1947. A powerful magnitude earthquake 7.2 struck southwestern Haiti yesterday, killing at least 304 people and injuring at least 1,800 others as buildings tumbled into rubble. The epicenter of the quake was about 125 kilometers west of the capital of Port-au-Prince, and widespread damage was reported. Haiti's civil protection agencies said the death toll stood at 304, most in the country's south. Rescue workers and bystanders were able to pull many people to safety from the rubble. Prime Minister Ariel Henry said he was rushing aid to areas where the towns were destroyed and hospitals overwhelmed with incoming patients. He decided a one-month state of emergency for the whole country and said he would not ask for international help until the extent of the damages was known. He says some towns were almost completely razed. Torrential rain triggered a mudslide and more floods across Japan today, leaving 3 people presumed dead and forcing the evacuation of dozens of residents. A mudslide early today hit a house in Okaya City in the central Japanese prefecture of Nagano. Burying 8 residents, 3 of the people were presumed dead when rescue workers found them and 2 others were injured. The other 3 people were safely rescued. Heavy rain has dumped on southwestern Japan since last week. More rain is expected in the coming days as a weather front is stuck above the Japanese archipelago. Nearly 200 municipalities under high risk of flood or mudslides have issued evacuation instructions affecting more than 4 million residents. More than 500 homes around the country have been damaged by the floods and the mudslides. You're watching the Sultan of Oman television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultan expresses sympathy with the Republic of Haiti over the victims of the earthquake that hit the country. The Minister of Health reports 19 deaths and 552 new cases of COVID-19 during the last 3 days. And the Energy Development Oman successfully secures $2.5 billion debut financing transaction. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, thanks for your time. Good night.